Right, now, so this is starting on this rear deck. It's, I can't really get that any closer. There, you see, I can't do it any better than this. Oh. I can't zoom it in. Look. That's about the best I can do, unfortunately. So now this is working on this rear deck now. So the first part is to tidy up this flash around here. I have to get this little notch, the same as that little notch. Although that little notch there doesn't look like it needs. Let me just bring this down. Right, let me just have a look. I think I need that on to do so. I'll do so anyway. Okay. I think that's taking it out of. It's taking the detail out. But now you can see this now. You can't see the. Unfortunately, you can't see the bit. Oh, right, there you go. So you just about see the magnifier there. So as you can see, I'm looking through the magnifier, and this bit here doesn't need anything doing to it. I'm tidying up there. This bit, on the other hand, has got all this flash going all the way around it. A bit much, really. So the first job is to remove very carefully, without making too much of a mess of it, that flash. And making sure that you don't go down and actually take off too much. So that does that. Let's get a decent bit of sanding. So that's our first bit. Now you can see what you're doing now. Once again, probably best to do it through the magnifier so you can actually see what you're doing. See, this is the problem with these. Once you've got these kits going, they do take a lot of working out, because it has to have a little ridge around it, and that bit has a little bit going around it, and it comes down to there and has a little bit there. So this bit has to be flat round there without cutting too much of it off. I don't think it'll make a massive difference. And there's a big notch there that needs to come off. That's why a notch has to come off. So a bit careful sanding. A little bit. I've possibly taken a little tiny bit too much off of that. But the important thing is it will now fit. I need to put that light on so I can see it better. Right, now I can see it. So a little bit taken off there. Change that now. There. a new one, which hasn't got as much. So this doesn't have as much, won't take anywhere near as much off, but it'll make it cleaner. Let's turn that over. That seems to be about the same as that one now. Good sponges these, by the way. Highly recommend these. Ultimate Rod modelling if anybody's used them. Absolutely brilliant. You combine them as a complete set. Right now, where am I? Right now, that now looks better. So now, let me have a look. Move that out of the way. Let me move this out of the way. We need the model. Move that out of the way. Let me see if I can get the model in here. Right now. So where are we? Let's not get everything all over the place, eh? Right now. Hard to get that in place. But in here, there's two little notches go. So once this eventually fits in, there you go. I'm so good, aren't I? I really am. Considering the amount of stuff you have to, there you go. Oh, you know, I'm just so good at this. I really am. Right, now let's have a look. We just need to tidy these edges up now. So let's just tidy them up a bit. Tidy them up a bit. A bit there needs tidying up. I don't know if I'm going in and out of camera shot here. I might be losing in and out of camera shot, but that's roughly, there's not really any flash on that anywhere. That's done there, that's done there, a little bit there. A bit there just needs a little bit taken off. That's fine. That's just fine. That's just fine. That's just fine. Oh look, a little bit of flash on that ladder. It really does bug me how much flash there is in this kit. I've noticed it a lot with Revell kits. I've built a lot of Revell kits, a lot of aircraft. And you see there's quite a bit of flash on that. You know, it's not just a little bit, it's quite a bit that you have to take off. And then once it's, as I said in the previous video, once it's off, it's fine. They actually fit really well. But you do have to take all this flash off. It really does. It really irks me. See, there's quite a bit on there, to be fair. It's unfair to compare, but I have the Trumpeter HMS Hood kit, and I've seen reviews of a lot of the Trumpeter 200 kits, and I've been through that. I'm doing a review of it somewhere. And there's literally, there might be just a tiny bit of flash here and there, but there's literally nothing of flash in the Trumpeter kit. Whereas this has all that on there. And of course, if you don't take it off, then the ladders look stupid. So you've got to get them, you know, relatively good. So there you go, that's now better. Oh, you can almost see that under the magnifier. So that's better. Bit there. That's off. That's okay, that's okay. A bit there. That's okay. That's okay, that's okay. Nothing on them bits. The swimming pool is fine. A lot of pieces to build up on this. A lot of grubby marks on there. Luckily these ones, take that off. In fact, I've got better ones than that. I've got these ones here. These are just, well, 3,000, 2,000, 12,000. So these are really polishing as opposed to sanding. So we'll just polish those. Another thing I didn't mention with the decks on this, these decks when I painted them, you can't see it because I've got the camera here, but these decks once they're painted, I've not covered them in matte. Matte varnish is fine, but you can't. Oh dear, I didn't notice that before. It's all right. I just found a grubby spot on the bow, on the stone. Oh dear. Oh, there you go. It's a bit unwashed. So instead of varnishing them with, I haven't done them with gloss. I haven't done them with matte. I've done them with satin. So what the effect of that is that they're not super bright, so they don't shine out like they would if they were varnished. So that tidies all that up, tidies it up. You see, all them little grubby bits are gone now. Good idea to have really nice clean hands when you're doing these kind of things. So you do them bits now. And this is it, those little tiny little black bits that are in the deck, the bits of dust or whatever they are, they would actually end up, alright, bear with me, they would end up obviously coming off in the glue. So that looks better. Right, so that deck is, I reckon that deck is ready. That's ready to be fitted. So the next bit is tidying these up. Now that has a little tab there. It has a little bit that comes off there. Just a bit of tidying up on that, and that's done. These are all painted white. These are windows, so I'll almost certainly glaze them. And I really have seriously considered, if I was doing this completely 100% to perfection, I would probably, all these little tiny pot marks all over them, I'd probably put a little tiny bit of plastic cement in them to get rid of them. But to be fair, once the deck's on, you're going to see them anyway. So that one is ready. So that one's not too bad. A little bit there. So that's alright, that's ready to glue in place. Then of course I always make one other mistake with these kits. Doing with wooden models, plastic models, don't make any difference which one it is. I always make the same mistake. I do them and I paint on the top of the decks out. And what I've done is I paint into the little tiny grooves that these are supposed to sit in. I do it every time. And you don't get a perfect bond. See, these, I just can't recommend these enough. They really are good. Ultimate modelling products. Anybody who's not seen these needs to have a look at Ultimate Modelling products. You can buy this as a kit. I mean, you get one of each type of sander. You know, I mean, you've got the heavy duty-ish ones. These are absolutely brilliant. They really are. And that one's okay. This one is same again there. That needs a bit of work on that. That's going to go on there. Just a bit tidying up. Just take the polish off it. That's what these sticks are ideal for. They just take that polish off. Although they will be undercoated, of course. I say undercoated, you know, it's Vallejo primer, white primer. I love Vallejo paints. Everybody has their own favourites in paints, I suppose. A lot of people prefer the Umbral. A lot of people prefer the these are nice colours, the Revell aqua colour. But I know that these Vallejo colours, I really do like these. I know they're really for airbrushing, but they're just as good for brush painting. So them two bits are ready. This bit goes on the stern. So same again, we've got little bits and bobs. And what we're up to, only 16 minutes. I'll try and keep the videos fairly short so that you don't have to spend hours going through them. You can zip through them fairly quick. I've got this tablet zoomed in here, so I hope it's showing up. It's going to show up all right in the video. And these little vents there, I'll have to check on that, see what colour they were. I don't know if they were a different colour or not. Even if it doesn't tell you in the instructions to paint them a different colour. Which it doesn't. Alright, well that does, so that's P. So those two little bits there are done in brown. There's these two little doors. On there, doesn't really say anything about them vents. On the instructions they seem to be black. So this is white, brown. I'll have to look at the ship itself. I'll Google the ship at some point. Look at the time. And then I might paint them vents up. See about painting them up black. And then these are obviously windows. Oh, that bit there is trimmed off. They're windows obviously, so they will need a little bit of glazing on them. I'll almost certainly glaze them. And that all goes together, and this, I'm going to assume this little bit, and they do make it so bloody finicky, don't they? There's a little tiny bit of a tab there. Alright, they join together. They're two different sizes, by the way. That's, as you can see, they're not both. They're the same there. But as you can see, one's slightly different to the other. So I'll have to make sure I get them on the right side. And this is the other thing I always do. I like to work on a model. All my models all face that way. So when you're reading the instructions are always in the reverse of what I like to work. So I have to move the ship around, and I have to remember that because I get parts mixed up. And of course it doesn't work then, because I've gone and mixed the parts up. So that bit there, presumably, fits on. Going on the outside, I'll have a look in a minute. It's either going in there, or it's going in there. Now you see what I mean about doing little tiny bits, little shaky hands. It's just the way my hands are when that's. Oh, whoops a daisy. I'm going to lose these bits, do I? Be a bit silly. Now we've got this bit, which will go in here. This will fit. Oh, there you go, like that. Which it won't, because there's obviously something stopping it. Like there. That is probably stopping it. And then there's little No, that's just a bit of flash on there. That's a little bit of whatever it is. Once again, these are windows and will be glazed with crystal clear. This is so crystal clear for the glazing of the windows. On this, I recommend this glue very, very highly. It's actually a ultimate ultra glue by Ammo by MIG. And Amazon, I think it's not cheap. But this is it's an acrylic super glue. It takes forever to dry. But that is perfect for gluing in these little silly glass parts and dries crystal clear. But it takes about 6 hours. So that's what's glued these back windows in. Although to be fair, I've got to admit that the one at the back here, when I fitted the deck in, it had moved the, well, it broke that. That would have been silly, wouldn't it? It moved the window slightly. So you have to remember to work out where the deck is fitting. Right, let's have a look. That's them done. Right, move all this rubbish out of the way. I'll show you what I mean in a minute. So once they're fitting, you see these windows, let me get that out of the way before I smack it. So these windows, if you can you see them? Those windows at the bottom. Should have done them after you fit the deck in, because now I've got a line of windows there which are perfect in some places and they're just out very, very slightly here, not by a lot. Can't see what I'm doing, can you? So they're out as very, very, very slightly, 6 millimetres of a gap. This one is perfect. I put this one in after I put the deck on. And this one I put in before I put the deck on. And so I'm left with a gap and I can't move it now. That super glue is going solid. So what I'm going to have to do is just fill in the little gaps with a bit of crystal clear, and that should sort that just perfect. So now we have these bits here which are going to go. Let me have a look. So that bit obviously is going to sit in there. I'm not going to glue these in yet, obviously. So that bit's going to sit in there. So yeah, and then these go with the big bit first. So that goes on the outside. Oh yeah, I see that now. So that goes on the outside. And then the outside again. That's going to take a little bit of working out, but then this will sit on there. Oh, you see them little tabs have to go into there, and they're not. Now with those bits on, those tabs are not fitting into there, and they should. This is going to take a little bit of working out here on why that tab is not fitting. Now then, that's going to take, I have to work on that one. It's all right there, and all right there. So the tab fits into place there. And then once that's in, it's too low down. You see, this is the problem with these kits, isn't it? Once you put certain bits in place, that bit is not going to fit in, unfortunately. Not as clever as they thought, Revell here. So that means this bit and that deck won't go down any further. Hopefully, oh, maybe it will. Maybe it'll push down a little. Maybe it will push down a little bit. And once this is in, you see that tab won't fit. You can't really push that deck down any further. It doesn't go any different there. It sits on top of that there. The ladder's stopping it, you see. So it won't go down any further. That's as far, and it's as far down as it will go there. It's sitting on all of that. So that, these bits are not going to sit perfectly on that tab. And they now go in one side but not the other. Yeah, you see that's not going to go down there, but make any difference how much I play with that. That's, the deck is fitting all right there. It's going to be in line with them windows. And then that bit's going to stop the window. Might have to put that in line first. So I reckon what I'm going to have to do, I can't push that down any further. So this is going to take a bit of working out. Because that's how it fits. Oh, okay. So it has to go in there. So this might be worth gluing onto there first. I reckon that's probably best gluing onto there first. And then, I think, I'm going to have to sand a little bit of that down. Maybe a smidgen off the top and bottom to make that deck fit. Because no matter how much I do that, that deck is not going to fit on that and line up with the end. See, it won't, it doesn't make any difference how much I play with that. So I think I'm going to work out, is it going to go in the hedge or down? I think it's going to be there. So I reckon it's going to be best to glue that in place and then work it out from there. You can see that is just about fitting there. Well, I reckon if that is glued in place there first, then it might, well it will, it should. Once that's glued in there like that, those two edges are off there like that. That should then allow me to put that on the deck first. Whilst I, so let's have a look. So that's in line with that, and that's in line with that. So we get them two bits in line. But they're in line there, that's in line there. Let's just put a bit of glue on. So let's put that in there. Now, right, that's going to have to be left now. So that's probably the better way to do it. But I don't think, I'm not sure if you could then put these on like this. That's how they fit. So it fits for this one. Oh, I've lost my bit. Oh dear. Oh, I think it fell in there, didn't it? So this is going to go, if I can get hold of that. Marvellous. I do love one right. So that is going to go, this bit is the bit that goes there. So that's this bit. So that's going to go like that. Oh yeah, there's a little bit there, look. Liquid. So I reckon we can put this whole thing together like that and like that. Probably not worth messing about with it while that glue is still wet. Oh right, okay. And so that's got a small bit there, look. Rather than fitting these on the deck first, it's not easy to work out where that little bit is going. It looks like it's going to go in like that. And that little tab is going to just sit inside there. But now that's stupid now, because now I just moved that. Right, I need to leave them. Right, this is what you've got to do. Don't get impatient. Just stop getting impatient. And that bit has been tidied up. And this doesn't affect the deck. So this is painted white. But because the deck is whatever colour it is, this deck is H. So this deck is the beige deck. This is this colour deck. This colour deck. So that will go in there. No, on the outside, not the inside. Oh, there you go. That fits perfect there. Now, okay, so that all fits lovely, lovely jubbly. And I reckon it's best to paint the deck before adding that, obviously, because that's going to be a different colour to the deck. And it will need to be glazed. That should fit. And once this is on, now you see that's not going to fit on there. It's not going to fit on there at all. I mean, that's about right, but so what I need to do is, before I start prattling about and making a mess of it, I need to let that dry now. So I need to let that bit dry. Oops, don't do that up before I knock it over. I need to let this bit dry. It's still a bit loose yet. I need to let that dry and then add these two bits to the back of that, which I now know go in a certain way because of what colour, what shape they are. So that would be wrong. So this one is going to go on there. Now you see it's moving that again. It takes a little while for that glue to dry solid, I'm afraid. Right, so that'll do. That'll do. Let's not mess about with it, eh? So let's put that to one side. Do that, do that, do that, do that. And now what I'll do, I'll call that part 2 of the, no, that'll be part 3. This is part 3. So now I'm going to take the dog for a walk. Right, now let's see. Let me move my camera around. Right, so that should be all right now. I'll put the camera really high up. So that now should be all right, but it's not gonna. As you can, well, it goes that way. As you can see, it's not going to fit on that deck. And there's no, I can't push the deck down any further. I push that deck down, if I try and force that deck down, well it won't because these two ladders are on the deck. The only other way to do it, I'd have to be really careful. Or I could, if I would, I'd have to be really, really careful. I could probably take a little smidgen off the bottom of them ladders and make the steps and make it go, the deck might fit a bit further down. I should have thought of that, you see. This is where I should have dry fitted that deck, at this deck and that deck all at the same time, so that I would know which part there where that needed to come down. And then because of these bits here, I'm blocking up them windows. I might have to put them windows in first. So the next stage now is to let that dry. And then put these bits on later on. Maybe this afternoon, we'll see. Probably not, probably do that tomorrow now. And then we'll be ready to start painting that deck up and adding some detail to that deck. So that's a bit shorter video again. And then I'll do the next bit. Hopefully I'll have them bits sorted out tomorrow. And then we'll come into sorting these out. And this might take a little while. So hopefully that that was okay. I'm hoping that was okay. We will then come to some bits. Let me put all these bits away. I don't really like to leave all the bits lying around. Hate leaving bits lying around. Let's put them away. Let's put that away. Let's put that away. Keep that there, keep that there, keep that there, keep that there. Let's move that out of the way. You see, that's the ship is pointing that way. I like to have it the same way as the Enterprise there is pointing. So that's and this is the beauty of putting the ship on a base and bolting it on a base. That ship ain't moving. So that's all that lot. Let's throw that away. So now we're up to, I'll take that off there in a minute. So that's that done. And I'll see you again maybe tomorrow. I might try and post these videos this afternoon at some point. This afternoon or this evening. And if I'm on the model tomorrow, I might do a bit more of it and put another video up. I might put a, I mean, it depends on whether it's worth putting a video up, because I've got to find some way of taking all these slots out where they're not going through. It really bugs me, that. It really is a bug. So anyway, we'll come to that tomorrow. So I'll see you all again very soon. Be good, everybody. Enjoy your modelling. Feel free to comment or like or whatever you like, whatever you want. And I'll see you all again very soon. Bye-bye.